I'm definitely recording this time.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody.
Thank you.
It's August 23rd.
I will be the audience surrogate.
I'm Ryan Miller. And do you believe in magic, Matt Amberg?
Do you believe in magic?
And I hope you do.
That song is a song.
Always got a clown wearing big red shoes.
That's good.
All of my popular anythings have been replaced by marketing and ad jingles.
Remember when Depeche Mode did the ended up giving their song "Just Can't Get Enough" to like a Tide commercial or something, and I all I remember is seeing it forever. Just can't get enough. You just can't get enough. What? Just can't get, and like it was Target or something, or JCPenney even. It was totally. And I number one, it was like, obviously you guys don't care about that song. It's early in your career. Number two, clearly a moneymaker for you now. And number three, seriously, come on.
Was this before the reality TV show or?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't even know what reality TV show, but it
Didn't they
definitely.
do
Depeche
one
Mode
where
never done anything.
No?
No.
What was the band that did like a reality TV show to cast a new lead singer?
In
basically?
Excess.
Oh, they're the same band. Insult.
Yeah, they're definitely the same band. Both bands had multiple members. Both had one quit. One, although that's where it differs, because one quit because he wanted to go do his own thing. The other quit because he decided, you know what sounds like fun? Rope. And then he forgot what he was going to do with it, and then he hung himself.
Depeche Mode is better than In Excess, right? Isn't that right?
I think that's it's a very subjective question. They're very different bands.
For me, it's subjective because I don't know either very well. So I'm asking you because I think you do know them both better than I do.
I would. I guess like if I'm gonna be asked the question, yes, I would take Depeche Mode over In Excess, but I think they're both excellent bands.
Oh, all right.
But the difference between the two is...
The diplomatic answer.
The difference between the two is I'm never going to see In Excess live, whereas I'm going to go see Depeche Mode on Friday. So...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Really?
I didn't think we were going to be that topical right now.
You know what? It was naturally topical.
Naturally. Zero hit points, naturally occurring.
Naturally topical. We're like an ointment that you just find somewhere.
On a bush.
Yeah.
Just use it. You'll be fine.
0 hit points. the tree sap of ointments.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
It can be.
I get it. That's okay. That's
yeah.
Makes sense. Hey, speaking of appropriate.
Springing forth from the other wood. The would you rather talk about something else?
Oh, I thought you watched a movie with the word wood in it.
No, I watched a movie with a word in it. 2 words. They are atomic and blonde are the 2 words that were in the movie. Those
in
are
the whole movie?
All they were ever said. Yeah, Charlize Theron grunts a lot with like a weird British
atomic.
Yeah.
And the bad guy's like blonde.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's
just cool beans for the whole movie.
It is, yeah. That was a freaking rad movie, man. That was a rad movie.
That's good to hear, actually, because those trailers I think can go like either way. You're like you see it's like a high power, like very stylized. You're like, okay, this movie's either figured it out or is just total garbage, like, you know.
And they figured it out. Like they did it.
Awesome.
Like the cinematography in particular. It has a really great feel to it. Like it fluidly moves with the fighting, but it's fluid. I mean, I guess that's the best way of saying it is you're not stuck in that like that weird shaky cam fighting situation.
They didn't over green grass it.
No. But they she is, I read this somewhere. So this is actually, I guess, more anecdotal than anything. Could be absolute nonsense. Okay. But I'd read that she kind of chose to do this because of John Wick. Because Keanu's a little bit of an he's an older guy. He's still in shape. He still fights. But John Wick, it kind of goes back to that. Liam Neeson was never an action star. He was and then he became one. And then Keanu Reeves, he's kind of bounced around to stuff, but he was never, I don't know that I'd ever call Keanu, like, he was kind of an action star. He did action movies, I guess.
After The Matrix, yeah.
Sure.
Obviously.
But he stopped, he wasn't doing a ton of big stuff or stuff that was real action packed and filled like those Matrix movies since then that I can remember. Sure. Then John Wick shows up and everybody's like, holy crap, Keanu Reeves is amazing. All the skill, all the stuff that he shows off. And I think she was kind of inspired by that, and it shows. Like, great supporting cast. John Goodman's in there.
What? No way, really?
Yeah, Goodman's in there, and
bad guy or good?
This is one where every character you don't want to know about. Like, you just don't, they're there. You don't want to know about why they're there.
Okay. Does that get confusing at any point, or do they pull off that?
No, not at all. It's not as straightforward as John Wick, whereas John Wick is like
it could not be more straightforward.
The most direct thing. You killed my dog. Now I'm mad. This has a little bit of espionage stuff going on to it, like a little bit of intrigue and who's who and what's what. But for me, they didn't do a terribly great job of really covering up what that story is going to lead to. It's not, to me, it wasn't wide open. Like, it wasn't telegraphed, the ending completely. Like, it wasn't like blatantly telegraphed, but it's something you could,
which sounds dumb, but that's hard to do for something like this, you could say. Like, to still keep it interesting or mysterious when it's a little pulpy, maybe.
Right.
Like.
Great flick though, man. Charlize Theron kills it.
All of it. Several its.
McAvoy was great. Love McAvoy.
I will not ask you about McAvoy either.
You can't.
He's another guy that's why I hear about John Goodman. I'm like, is he good or bad? Because he could be anything.
Right.
And it would be amazing. McAvoy's, he's not good man level, but he's there. I've seen him in enough things where, especially after Split, like
we're just getting ready to watch that. That's coming up this weekend, I think.
Yeah. Right.
And I mean, he's good as Professor X. Yep. Sex Xavier,
whichever.
Yeah. But Atomic Blonde, man, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it viewing.
Okay.
I hope you get a chance to check that out.
Yeah. Okay.
And I watched the first 4 episodes of The Defenders.
Oh yeah, that snuck out. I had no idea.
It did. So let's see. How do you start this? Okay.
We could give our.
The first,
if you're gonna talk, our history with Netflix Marvel things maybe goes between the two of us to Daredevil first and foremost. I would think. I still haven't seen Jessica Jones or Luke Cage, but I think you have.
Yes,
mostly.
I'm caught up on the Netflixians. Yeah, no,
I'm maybe a little bit more down on Daredevil than you were, but we both liked it. Go.
Yeah, and I think ultimately you will probably enjoy. I don't know. I think you might like Jessica Jones a little bit more, actually. Just kind of how the story kind of moves along. It's all of them seem to have that weird dip issue where the seasons are a little too long, and then they kind of do that. Daredevil's the one that for me, it never did. I was good with it. I really liked Daredevil, like we talked about.
No, yeah, I don't know then. That was like, forget the season taking a dip. I felt like the episode, I felt like they have, they're not fitting into a time slot. So I felt like they labored on a lot of, like they took their time with plenty of stuff.
They did.
I don't know if it was because they could or what, but yeah, that was definitely one of our points. Please continue.
Yeah. So this picks up after all of those seasons have kind of occurred. So what we pick up here is you've got Sigourney Weaver is the bad guy. She brings Elektra back to life, like right away. Like first episode,
You're right.
Elektra's back.
This is my favorite Netflix series. Good call.
I said Jessica Jones, but whatever.
Does it have Sigourney Weaver?
It doesn't. No.
Out.
Yeah. Fair.
Continue.
The season is, so it's 8 episodes long, and I'm halfway through it. The first 2 episodes are very disjointed because as they're swapping character, they're kind of falling into the cinematography styles and the view, like the way those are shot, the way those characters interact. but from their individual shows. And I think what the goal was to show that and then slowly take it away so that they're all a single group.
Yeah, what happens when they all get together?
By episode 4, you've had your first real group. They're together. It's no real secret. Danny is the main key to this. This kind of plays off a little bit almost like Iron Man or Iron Fist season 2.5 or 1.5.
No kidding. Arguably the weakest of all those series, maybe.
I don't think arguably. I think it was the weakest. I don't personally have the same issues. Like, I think he's fine. I think where I'm at right now with this, though, is that 8 episodes is not long enough to do whatever they're trying to do, and it's simultaneously too long. Like, I'm gonna finish this out because I do want to see where it goes. It's very okay. It's like it is right along the lines of Iron Fist. It was okay. I don't think it was bad. I don't have a whole lot of negative to say about it. It was just flat. Again, the best parts for me right now are every interaction with Jessica. Like, Kristen Ritter is out of all of them, the best. Yeah. With Charlie Cox, Daredevil, very, very close second. The way they all play together, great, it's fine, but those two are definitely the standouts for me, along with Misty Knight and I can't remember what Danny's friend's name is.
But she's a standout.
She is also a standout. They're both standouts.
Whatever her name is, fantastic.
Both secondary characters. Yeah, I just can't remember because again, it was not.
So how much of this is maybe fatigue? Like, are you getting tired of these, or is it just?
Oh no, it's just bad writing.
Well done. Okay.
Like, right. Yeah, no, this is like there is, and that was the biggest criticism I can levy towards Iron Fist. I don't think it's Finn Jones. It's what he has to work with. It's just bad writing.
Right.
Like, and I think it's proof here where he's had more time to actually practice and train. So he does look a little bit better when he's fighting. He looks a little more natural. They're able to shoot it a little bit better too. But it's still his dialogue. Like, it's like they give everybody else adult dialogue and then they're like, make him a teenager.
All right.
I don't know. Then Scott Glenn shows up and everybody's like, hey, who's Scott Glenn? Except for Daredevil, who's like, hey, Stick, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, Maddie, you all need to shut up and just listen to me.
He's pretty fun.
Yeah, he's good. That's I think pretty much it.
All right. Hey, so Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm. I have not seen it.
Super fun. Very fun. I mean, you may remember Guardians of the Galaxy 1 being my favorite movie that I fell asleep in, and then
yes,
after several repeated viewings, has now come into probably my top 5, one of my top 5 Marvels.
Yeah.
Was very excited for this one, and it's good, and it's super fun the entire time. Especially coming from The Mummy, which we talked about last week, 2 weeks back, I don't know, something like that.
No, it was last week, I think. Either way, it's a time we want to forget.
Well, yeah, not only does anything look good in comparison to that, we talked about how just that movie suffered for all its universe creation, for all of it encroachment of like other movies that haven't been made yet or whatever. This doesn't make that mistake. And Marvel, I think, for me, rarely makes that mistake, but it's perfect here. Like it's also a movie, this series, I can say now, franchise, is one that seems to be written for theme more than I feel like a lot of the other Marvels are. Like it's about family, right? Like the whole thing is he finds his dad, who is Kurt Russell. So yeah, the fact that I saw this before you did,
the Guardians of the Fast and Furious. It's about family.
Those movies too, which I've seen before you. Are you just not a fan of later Kurt Russell?
Family.
What's going on?
I love Kurt Russell. I Bone Tomahawk, man.
Okay.
Cannot tell you how much I love Bone Tomahawk.
He's good in Guardians too. Like I don't know. I'm not as up on. I knew Star-Lord's dad was from space. Yes, I didn't know he was a Celestial.
Yeah,
is that in the comics as well?
Yeah, he's the living planet. Ego, the living planet.
They do that really well. Like the way they bring that into the cinematic universe is pretty cool.
I think the main reason we didn't see it yet, we haven't seen it yet, is the Marvel movies are just not doing it for us now. Like,
yeah, no, that's something I would say fatigue with you, like for sure.
Yeah, which is why we haven't seen it. And
did you see the first Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
I can't. You've still got some big holes there. Like I'm pretty sure you haven't seen Civil War yet.
I haven't. I've not seen that or Age of Ultron.
That is another top 5. Age of Ultron. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, good, but Guardians 2 also good. Maybe not top 5. Let's put it that way. But it's good. Like I said, the theme throughout. Baby Groot is always good. I was actually surprised because a lot of the scenes from the trailers, especially that one where Rocket's talking to Baby Groot and he's going to take a bomb into a tunnel.
Yes.
It's actually in the movie. Like, I thought that was totally just a trailer vignette or something like that.
Sure.
But that's in there. The shots are a little bit different. It's a little composed a little differently, but it's in there. It's all in there, and it's funny. It's
one of the huge questions I had, and I mean, it was talked about repeatedly, was how is Groot gonna... How is that going to work? Not, and I don't mean in the sense like how does that work in the story. I mean, how does that work from a viewer perspective? Like, because it could be done way too saccharine, it could be done way too cutesy, way too, something. Whereas it's not the Groot that it needs to be, or whatever. I don't know.
No, it's good because it's not foregrounded. Like, I get what you're saying, and I think if they had given him a bigger part in the movie, that would have been like there would have been almost even a suspension of disbelief. Limit there,
Yeah.
But no, they don't. Like, they give him just the right amount of screen time, and they give him the right things to do that don't make it seem, ridiculous or stupid. Or, I mean, there's a little bit of pandering. Like, I'll say, like, I want to say there's like 3 to, I hope not 4, like slow motion walking scenes to music from the 70s.
Yeah.
Which. Maybe there was 2 in the first one. I can only think of the one. But yeah, like after the third one, I'm like, man, I get it. And it's still cool. This is fun to look at. Like, there's one with just Rocket and I want to say Yondu, who's given a pretty substantial role in here.
Good old Rooker.
And it's good. It's fun. But yeah, there were definitely some things that happened, and I was like, oh, they're doing that because even for a second movie, like, it's a Guardians movie, so it has this in it. There were a couple moments of that for sure. But it's fun. It's cool. And like I said, very well contained. They're not concerned with universe creation here so much. And there's like 5 stingers to this thing.
Right, I remember that too.
Yeah, one of the stingers is super cool. Like you will probably catch it. I, having even read all of the Infinity War, like all the Infinity crossovers, in fact, can't remember the name of any of the other ones. Gauntlet, but I read them all.
Gauntlet,
that's one, yeah. Which we know this is building to that movie anyways.
Yeah.
But there was one thing, there's another race in that film that figures prominently, and they have a stinger at the end where even after they say the words, it took me like a second. I'm like, oh, I got to think about what that, and I won't tell you, but.
No, because now I'm curious. Like, the only thing when you say race, and you've already mentioned the Celestials, I start thinking about the Skrull.
Oh no, that would be... that'll be cool when they show up.
So, just kind of taking. Okay, hear me out. Taking a little bit of a detour.
Scorched Earth territory after the Fantastic Four, but sorry. Okay.
But here's how you do the Skrull. Here's what you do. This is what I think Marvel will ultimately do. After Infinity War is done, I think a mass majority of the first like phase, quote unquote, of contracts are like done. I bet they get a majority of those first phase Avengers back for one more movie where the Skrull are introduced, and we do an Earth 2 type thing, and you have multiple. And that's how they recycle the characters and bring in like the new Thor, the new Captain America, if they end up going that route.
No, I totally agree. It needs to happen. I was thinking about that recently as well. Because, I mean, Chris Evans and, speaking of Thor... Hemsworth have both been vocal about not wanting to be in as long as they have been already.
Well,
there needs to be a recycling.
Hemsworth's big issue has been he absolutely hates putting on the mask and keeping it up. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't fun. Yeah. And Evans just wants to do other things. And this just monopolizes all his time.
Right. Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it's been a crazy run. Like, you hope they can keep it up. They've got the machine in place, so I think that odds are good, but
I think at this point now, like we're running into a point where casting is going to end up being the biggest concern. You know, because they're going to recycle, or they're going to refresh those groups. You know, Captain Marvel's coming in, Black Panther's coming in, so they're gonna and Ant-Man.
That's
I mean, it's
true.
still kind of new, so they're bringing.
And they are younger actors too, so you're kind of
right.
Yeah, maybe doing it gradually already.
Yeah, it's just I have to wonder. Like there does come a point though where does the Marvel universe succeed without Captain America? Does it
They have
succeed
to
without
replace the A team? Yeah, for sure.
Those Avengers. You know, like you've got Spider-Man now. If you can keep that going, that kid's great for, you know, you've got 15, 20 years out of him if you really want to suck his life away.
Which, I mean, in the comics, Falcon becomes Captain America, I'm pretty sure, for at least a limited run.
He definitely does. So they could totally do that. But again,
I would be into that too. Actually.
Anthony Mackie still kind of like, he's still
not as young as the new guys, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I am. That's one of those things I am keenly looking forward to seeing what they do with.
Yeah, cool. The other one I saw, I've started what will probably be a several week long Jackie Chan stint here with Project A.
Next is Project B. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But when you get to Project X, don't be surprised when Jackie Chan suddenly becomes Matthew Broderick. That's all I'm saying.
I won't be.
And the movie focuses on chimpanzees, like medical experiments.
I'm not following.
There's a movie called Project X starring Matthew Broderick.
Oh.
About chimpanzees in a medical
now
experiment.
I get
it. Yeah. Anyways.
I've never seen Project A before. Have you?
Project Abe Lincoln. I don't know. No, this is one I don't have any familiarity with.
This one I've never seen, and I started with it because it was one of the earliest ones I have. I have like I think 5 on the list or something like that, and it's definitely like it's you don't get as much of the choreography, kind of the creativity, creationism, which we also severely believe in here. There's none of it. I'm like, what is the creativity in his combat, in his choreography? Jeez, this is all getting taken out. You see the buds of it, and he has like 20 movies before this, so this is probably a bad conversation, anyways. But it's definitely in its earlier form here. But it's strange because there's a ton going on for a plot that doesn't seem that complicated. Like he's in the Navy, but the Navy gets disbanded, and there's a rivalry with the Hong Kong police, but it's during British occupation. So they're trying to find these gangsters who are in league with the governing British, and then it goes back and forth. But it's also it's a Jackie Chan movie, so it's comedic. You know,
so his comedy is still there. The comedy is still okay.
That's there totally. It's strange because it's almost like they didn't know quite what to do with it yet, because it does get a little serious in parts where it's still comedic, especially during the fights. But the whole movie as taken together it makes sense. Like it's basically a buddy cop movie with him and Sammo Hung, an exceptionally young Sammo Hung, who was never thin, it turns out.
No. Yeah.
But and it still moves as quick as ever. What was the 80s TV show he was in? The Western TV show with Don Johnson? It wasn't Nash Bridges. No, it was
Are you talking about Sammo Hung?
Yeah, dude. He was in this is the first thing I remember him from. I'm going to look it up now.
No, he was in Walker, Texas Ranger. He was in one episode of it.
No. Nice. His full name is Sammo Cambo Hung. He just got cooler. I didn't think it was possible.
He is the coolest.
Jeez, this list is long.
Yeah.
Martial Law. You remember that at all?
That name does sound really, really familiar.
There are some awesome trailers, I'm sure, on YouTube that are just waiting to be watched by us. But that was the first time I remember him, and I remember thinking it was a weird, like he was this speedy little fat dude. Anyways, he's always been that guy apparently. So Project A, it's kind of this buddy cop thing with him and Jackie Chan, except then it goes into like this kind of James Bond thing. Like they're globe trotting a little bit. I guess they're not really, but they're putting on disguises, I guess. So he's like undercover in a way. It's all still like very low budget. So it ends up getting this charm to it that's pretty, like, I get why this is in a lot of people's top 10 Jackie Chans, which is where a lot of these movies are coming from. I looked at some of the lists.
Yeah.
And off the bat, I'm like, I don't know, man. This is almost might be too far gone for me to appreciate. But then you get it, and I got it. It's good. It's fun.
No,
sure.
that's rad. I'm curious. Now, has any of this kind of been spawned by seeing the trailer for that movie?
No,
the Foreigner, I think it's called.
No, in fact, you sent me that trailer because I had already got on my Jackie Chan kick with. It was Ip Man.
Was it
because me and my daughter were totally enjoying going through those, and I was like, oh man, she's why wouldn't she love Jackie Chan then, right?
Right, and then we started talking about Drunken Master, and then you watched the Shanghai.
Yes,
moves,
Drunken Master was the one Jackie Chan I did see. Yeah, that might have been okay, and that was even longer ago. Yeah, and my daughter did watch this one with me, and she did love it. So, which was, I mean, as I almost didn't get there at the beginning, and she was there the whole time, although. This was dubbed, unfortunately, and part of the reason I found she loves movies like this and Ip Man is because she likes to read the subtitles.
Hey, you know what? even if she hates the movie, she's getting an education.
Right, exactly. Just like video games give you an education in segues.
Rainbow Six has educated me in the ways of peeking and shooting through doorways.
Oh. And that's not even on your list.
It is. I added it. You just can't see it.
Oh, hold on. Let me refresh here. And we'll go to this.
That's the only thing I added.
And we'll do this.
Glad
and then after
this,
this.
and here we go.
And there it is. Rainbow Six. Did you play Rainbow Six this week?
I did. Yeah. Sean and I have been playing actually this past week. We been playing kind of late into the evening. And sensual.
I'm not quite sure how to take that. Yeah. Okay, now I know how to take it. Okay, fair.
There's nothing else I can say about this game. I've talked about it before. Arguably the best shooter out there for my money. I mean, it's fantastic. That game is so good. It's so good.
Is there new content? Are you playing new content?
There's new content. There's new content coming out in like a week or a month or something.
No, but are you...
Okay, so I did not buy an Ultimate Edition or anything. I just bought the base game sometime back just before season 2, I think. I don't know.
But I think it might have been just before because they had released the info that there was going to be a season 2, and you were like, okay.
Yeah, okay, that might have been it. Yeah, but I didn't buy the season pass because it was like $60. It was like $60 at the time, and just whatever. And the other night it was on sale for $25 or $30, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna support this game because I'm having a ton of fun with it.
Season 1 pass or
season 2
pass?
Season 2 pass.
That a thing? Okay.
Yeah. So, all the operators are now unlocked and stuff, and Sean and I have just been having a ball playing Tarot Hunt, and
which I think they actually don't call it anymore, but
yeah, I think it's called Tarot.
We will never stop.
Tarot Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's a super solid game. Lots of fun. I'm really enjoying some of the new operators that I haven't gotten to play with yet, or that I hadn't gotten to play with. Got lots more time with it, so that'll
Who's
be
your go-to? Is there a healer in the bunch?
There is. She's not my go-to. My go-to is actually Sledge, mostly just because I like using the sledgehammer.
Hey,
you use it to mostly bash in walls and create bash in windows and stuff. And I love it. And I want to kill somebody with it, and I haven't done it yet, but I will.
Oh, you can kill somebody with a sledgehammer.
I believe
is it slow?
So.
Yeah. Is it hard? Okay.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Then on Friday, streamed. We did Fortnite Friday.
I don't think I made it this week.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
For more than a minute or two.
Yeah. Right? But I went through the game a little bit more. Played some rounds.
No, I did. I did make it to that. I didn't make it to the next game you'll probably talk about. But
yes. Okay. Made it a little bit further. The game is slowly unlocking itself and making itself make sense. I'm still in the same position with, I think that the lack of tutorial and that the tutorials they do have are not great. And they're still not doing a great job with some of the weapon explanations and how things are gained. Like it's never really plastered in front of you or dropped anywhere how to get the things you need to make ammo. So you just kind of run around, you destroy stuff, and you collect things, and you search things, and hope you get it. I know there are other ways to do it. I just don't know what they are yet, and I haven't dug into it enough.
Right.
But after about an hour of Fortnite or so, a little bit more than that, jumped into Playerunknown's Battlegrounds, the PUBG with our friends over at the Damn Woods.
Wait, I actually did tune in for some of that too.
You did a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we played for a couple of hours. That one, there were a couple people came in from the Damn Woods stream, or from the Damn Woods their fan base. It was cool. We had a lot of fun. Got nowhere good, but definitely died a lot, and yet I still just keep wanting to hit replay and keep going into that game over and over again.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then finally, I did more Paragon, just playing tons of Paragon every day, logging into Paragon.
This list is sounding very familiar.
It is, yeah. It's almost like you're going to play Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, all Warfare. Paragon's going okay. I did 2 more PvP rounds this week. I lost both of them. One of them pretty tremendously too. It was not good. But on the plus side, I got to play a game with Khalif from Spawn on Me, our buddy over at Spawn on Me.
Oh, nice.
And that was fun.
I didn't know they were into it. Actually.
Yeah. Khalif is super into it. He plays it on his PS4. He and Nick Chester, actually, from Epic, and Nick's wife.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Yes, yeah, they all play. You should, get involved.
So you're breaking up. Sorry.
Yes, I did. Didn't hear. Going. I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore. Show's over. Paragon's great. I like it a lot. The new update does have one serious flaw that I think they need to address, and that is the loot crates and stuff that you get as you play, and the cards that you get that you need to build your characters with. The deck, like you build your decks for the characters. Cards are level locked. A couple of them are locked at like 20 and then 25, and it's not fast to get to 20 or 25. And those are some of the best cards in the game. And there are a ton of posts on Reddit and all over their forums about how new players are not going to have the luck is not going to be there, and they're going to get walked over, and it's something to seriously consider.
That's a major trick of design, like especially when you're talking about stuff that you get. I mean, any multiplayer game, anywhere, this is like the thing, right? Like if you're going to earn something by playing, how do you still make it so that you're just not steamrolling by the amount that you play, or worst case scenario, money that you spend to get the stuff, right? Yeah.
Right. And this is not a case. I don't know how much it's impacting in the steamroll perspective from the players. I have read lots of anecdotal evidence about how, from people that have the cards. These are not like the people that are complaining about those cards are not the new players. It's the older players who want a more level playing field.
Really?
Yeah, it's that they're the ones who are saying you're hurting this game by hurting the new players, by not giving them the things that we've had because we've been playing since the game, since early access, since pre-alpha, whatever. And it does get to a point where opening the loot crates kind of pointless, because now you've got all the cards from every level below 20. Maybe you get a new gem. Maybe you get a key, but odds are it's just going to be duplicates.
I was going to say, do you get dupes? What do you do with the dupes?
So in PvE, you can take the duplicates and then pay money, and they upgrade the cards. And then in the card's power also raises for
real money.
No. In-game currency. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, you can spend real money to buy in-game currency. So you can level these up, and then that affects PvE as a leveled up card. But when you go back to PvP, the card just looks pretty, so it doesn't do anything there.
Cool.
Yeah. So
So I actually don't really want to brush off any game. How is the tutorialization in Paragon?
There is none.
Okay. Now I want to brush off any. No,
yeah, that is something that was.
Is it still in pre-release?
So, okay,
or have we
let me step back. There is actually a tutorial. When you first load the game, you are forced to play a PvE match alone, or I think you can actually play with other players, but you can't play PvP. You have to play one game of PvE.
Okay.
And it gives you kind of the basics as the game plays.
Okay.
Every character you can just log in, you can play, and they'll give you a deck based on the cards you have and say, here's your the recommended deck. But the recommended deck is never going to be the best deck. It's always going to be lower to middle of tier. You know, your best deck is always going to be handcrafted.
They'll want you to do that. Yeah, it makes sense. That's cool.
And how it's done isn't really that difficult to figure out, but they don't do a good job of explaining what the cards do, what the affinities do, and those two things are very important because the affinities are how you build your decks. There's growth, chaos, order, and death, I think are the affinities. There might be one more actually.
Did you say gross?
Growth. The thing on my
my
eye.
affinity is gross.
Yeah,
Check
I'm
this
sick.
out.
And then it's just farting and barfing.
0HITPOINTS.com. Well, okay, so let me tell you why. First of all, how much of that do you think is because this? It sounds like most of what you're saying isn't tutorialized real well. Is from the latest update. How much of this do you think is from that?
I don't think that's it. I think
no. Okay.
No, I mean this has always had a lack of tutorial, and this kind of it was not a game that had a good one at the beginning. At the beginning, it had nothing. So what they have now is leaps and bounds better than nothing.
Gotcha.
But it's still wanting, and really, and ultimately though, this is not a game that you learn through those tutorials. The tutorials are truly there to show you exactly, here's how you upgrade your card, here's how you upgrade your dude, here's how you upgrade your gems. So the tutorial talks about those things, but it doesn't talk about building the decks. It doesn't tell you how to jungle. Like you get little things about here's what the jungler is, here's what safe lane is, here's what mid, here's what off lane, here's what they are, here are the characters that do best in this role. Figure it out.
Right. I think a lot of what you're saying too is genre specific. Like MOBAs as a genre aren't terribly accessible.
They are not.
Why I ask is because you have kind of opened my eyes to. Okay, so Friday the 13th, right? A game that I probably wouldn't have bought.
Never would have.
Because like I freaking hate wasting money or wasting time.
Sure.
And so playing the amount of games that I do, that's an issue. So Friday the 13th, I might not have ever done that because for as fun as it was, there's not a lot of depth there. I mean, even you who love it more than I do, for sure, it's not like you're playing it every week.
No, not at all. That game has a short loop. It's really fun in specific situations, but it's a specific loop and it's really, 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 yeah.
Yeah, no. So when I say you open my eyes to kind of this playing a game not to maybe exhaust it, but that it's still a rough proposition because I have to spend money on it. So Friday the 13th is a great example because there's no tutorial there either, but there was a lot that's kind of inherently understandable about that genre and about that franchise, like which kind of played off each other and melded perfectly there. So
sure.
When I talk about not wanting to blow off Paragon or something like that, if there was a tutorial type thing, and again, maybe this just isn't conducive to the genre, where they can get me in, and I could say the same thing for Fortnite too, where they can get me in quick enough, but still deep enough, that I'm not like spending a bazillion years trying to understand every nuance to this thing too. I mean, and at that point I become a MOBA player. So I don't know. I mean, it's, again, we've talked about this a million times. There's a point where the taste gets all mixed. My own personal taste gets mixed up at everything. And
sure.
It's almost not worth talking about, but
no, but I think, so Paragon, I think, is interesting in comparison to, say, League or even HOTS. And HOTS, like, you want to get to, like, the most accessible one is probably HOTS. Heroes of the Storm, probably the most accessible.
And that's Blizzard, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I love the look of that game. That game is another one. It's got that Blizzard bubbly popular, but I just don't enjoy it. Like, it's just, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the standard MOBA thing. I think with Paragon, number one, this comes down to, this is not a money thing. It's a time thing and a taste thing, because Paragon's totally free. You don't have to, there's just nothing to pay for.
True.
So I can't tell you right now. I'd have to actually go back and look through our history.
That's fine. And like I said, I feel us bumping up against taste already, because at the end, like, number one, it's still a multiplayer game in the end. Like, I'm not gonna PvE this thing into oblivion and have a ton of fun with it, right?
I don't know. I do. I play PvE.
Okay.
I played every day.
Primarily?
I played every day since I started. And that's what I was going to say was that I don't know when I started picking this back up. Probably 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I've played in total like 5 PvP games. Every other game is PvE.
PvE is still PvP against bots, right?
Yes.
Okay, so same difference maybe. It's the speaking of the type of game it is. I'm not getting a narrative per se, which is where.
Oh yeah. No, you're not. No, you're definitely. Yeah, you're not getting a
Gotcha.
narrative. No, no.
And then there's the point where I know these are big kind of spectator things. So there's maybe some point where I get into it like somebody would get into sports, which is another thing I don't get into. So I mean, there's kind of a lot of things stacked up against even if we get past some of this stuff, anyways. But
sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess where I'm at with it though is that the tutorialization here may not, even with what they have, it may not make any sense because this is a style I think that you learn by doing.
And I think at that point you're kind of just describing a well-made game because it's anything where you go into the tutorial and you're just repeating the tutorial over and over again. That's not every game wants to move past the tutorial, obviously. Yeah. So I mean,
right.
I get that. There's depth for sure.
And obviously, like when I say that like the tutorial, you only get it once. I mean, I think you can go back and play it, but all the characters, the general idea is the exact same for all the characters. You're going to do the exact same things. The characters themselves play differently. So that's where playing PvE makes sense because you're going to test out new decks. You're going to try different things.
Sure.
What does this character do?
And then I mean, if we were going to talk forever, we could get into the characters because that's something I experienced with Evolve, where I was always basically doing the PvP mode only against bots, and switching characters was definitely a big part of what made it interesting because the way those were balanced, that game is impeccably balanced. I still believe. Okay, point taken. I'm glad I asked. We should move on.
I think you should play it. That's what I think. But
no. Move on from.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying I think you should still pick the game up and try it. But
so I played Forza Horizon 3 Blizzard Bound. Played a little bit more of that.
It's very good.
Definitely nothing to add. I'm almost done with it, anyways. But I'm still playing Dance Central, and I am at the. Don't laugh at me.
No,
I am.
when you walked away from me, I could see how big your legs had gotten. They're just, dude, you are tore up.
I'm at the worst possible point in that game because I was going. This is what I was aiming for. I knew what the achievements were. I knew there was a point where I got 5 stars on easy, which I talked about. I did that on all the songs. And then it had a list of moves that you had to do through the dance or through the break it down mode where you're kind of just practicing or whatever. You had to pass the moves. So I did all that. And while doing that, I had to do some of the songs on hard, but still in the break it down mode. So it wasn't that bad. I just had to get 1 check mark on them and then I could move on. Did that with all the moves. And then I knew I had 2 achievements left that I had kind of already written off. One of them was for getting 5 stars on hard on the Jerkin song, which we talked about a little bit.
Jerkin it hard.
Which was hard enough. I got stuck on that thing for days. Yeah, that was one of the first times in a long time. Because if I get stuck on something at night, especially if I'm playing at night, I just won't go to bed until 2 a.m., right? Like I just keep doing it. It's great. It's never gone wrong. This was one of the first times where I had to give up. I had to give up and went to bed. And I think that might have happened like 2 nights in a row, which means one night I played that one song trying to get to that one move to pass for like an hour and a half.
Hard jerkin.
It was, but I got it. But after that, I was like, well, I'm never going to get it on hard. So that was one of the achievements I wrote off. Getting 5 stars on all the songs on hard and getting 5 stars on that song in particular. So the last achievement I needed was for getting to max rank. And to do that, I was just playing through the songs. And I said to myself, well, I'll just play through them on hard. And because I'm getting the XP anyways, and we'll see how it goes.
Might as well.
When I say I'm at the worst point in that game is because it went well, and I got like 10 songs 5-starred on hard.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then I hit max rank, and then I got to that stupid Jerkin song, and I passed it. So I have one stupid achievement left for getting 5 stars on all the songs, and that's what I'm doing now. and it's super fun. I hate it because I know if I'm gonna get harmonicsed again on this thing, which they ever since Guitar Hero 2. I get to like the last set of songs and then the difficulty ramps and I'm just never going to complete that game. But I won't find out for a couple days, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I know you won't actually videotape yourself, but I do think it would be kind of cool for you to stream the actual, like the game.
I've thought about that, but there's a little square in the upper right where you can still see my silhouette and my quote-unquote moves. So,
oh, dude, no, that's
deep
easily
do you
fixed.
Want to go?
That's easily fixed. You just got to put the Can you put the logo over it? Put our logo over. No, I'm serious.
No, I don't really care that much. Yeah, but it at this point it's just more of a hassle to get my streaming equipment to where my 360 is because I can't put this. I play games I play this in the living room because I got space.
Right.
Everything else is here at my desk, where all my streaming stuff is. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not worth it
everybody.
to embarrass myself for you, the viewer. Which something I've never said for 0 hit points. So
yeah, and I guarantee
figure it out.
So
that's all I played. Oh my gosh, Gamescom happened this weekend, and we are gonna get through it.
Yeah, this is only gonna take a few minutes.
Sure, why wouldn't it? Microsoft had a presentation.
It was a big one. It lasted for an hour. An hour and a half. I watched all of it just for one specific thing that they didn't release and note until the very end. I could have gone grocery shopping and had lunch, but no, I stayed home to watch this stupid Gamescom presentation. Yeah.
Oh, for the Xbox One. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay. So first of all, and that's maybe the biggest one from their presentation. Xbox One X up for pre-order. It sounds like you pre-ordered it.
I did. I pre-ordered it. I got the Scorpion edition and everything.
And you
Scorpio
even got
edition.
The Scorpio edition.
The Hank Scorpio
no, that's fine.
edition.
It's from Mortal Kombat. No, you were right. That's fine. It's got it's like a sticker on the outside of it.
And when you press the button, it shoots out a hook and get over here, and then you become the game.
Now I would have pre-ordered it actually. So no, the Scorpio edition. It's got a box that looks like an original Xbox. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. And there's like green markings on the controller and the Scorpio, I think.
Yeah, and it says
It
says Project Scorpio on it instead of 1X or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's no difference. It's not more expensive than the regular Xbox One X. It's the first one that they put up for pre-sale. It's the one that it's like the day one.
It's true. I guess you were going to get it no matter what.
Yeah, it was a day one, and I already said that I was going to pre-order this thing, and I did.
So 2 questions then for you. Ye pre-ordered. Mm-hmm. Did you see this freaking list they have of games that will be enhanced for your new Xbox?
Yes, I did.
It's up to over 100, which I want to say is blowing the PS4 Pro out of the water. I don't even know if they have 100 at this point for the PS4 Pro that are enhanced.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If we had ever looked at any of that or
we could
done any research.
But, I mean, come on.
But no, man, there is Chess Ultra. That's didn't see that one.
I was going to say, were there any on the list that
this is interesting that Danger Zone is they finally announced Danger Zone is coming to Xbox One, and Danger Zone for anybody who doesn't remember, that's the game that is made by the ex-Burnout devs, and it's basically just crash mode. Ryan and I played a decent chunk. I don't know if you ever finished it, but it was.
I haven't gone back, no, but did enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, they announced it's coming to Xbox One X, and that's going to be an updated one.
One of the ones that enhanced. Yeah, I mean, Conan Exiles,
Farming Simulator,
Darksiders 3, Dead Rising 4,
Gravel
Diablo 3, Disneyland Adventure,
Mantis Burn Racing,
EA Sports, Madden, NFL 18,
Ooblets,
Fallout 4, Firewatch,
Slime Rancher, Super Hot.
Dang, there's games on here I haven't played yet that I have.
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, man. Oh, okay, maybe I will pre-order this. Actually, you know what? When does Battlefront 2 comes out in November? When do you get your Xbox One X?
First weekend of November.
Oh, dang it. Okay. That Battlefront 2 is on this freaking list, and I'm thinking I can't get that game unless I'm gonna 4K it because I'm stupid. Hey, the other thing I wanted to ask you about, and another game that's on this list, is Crackdown 3.
Yeah, the delayed Crackdown 3.
But it's been delayed till spring 2018.
0 HP approved game delay.
We love it. They're working on the game. Anytime anybody lays a game, it's just the best. We literally don't care. Work on your game. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just whatever.
We support it. Do it.
Are you a little bummed though? Actually, no. Better yet, were you going to get this? Because this is pretty close to a day one for me. I'm pretty sure I'm getting Crackdown 3.
Yeah, so it'll be... This is a day one for me, assuming... Like, if you're getting it day one, it'll be day one for me.
Oh.
As it comes to how I feel about it, we talked about this briefly, but they when they showed their last big demo of it, which I feel like it was not... maybe it was E3, but we talked about the fact that one of my concerns was that they built this whole game up to have all this massive destruction, and then they took all of it out, and it's only in multiplayer. They didn't
talk about it, but then they came back and said that no, it's in there. That just wasn't their push for E3.
Oh yeah, and it's only in multiplayer. It's not in the single player campaign, which again, like, just kind of bums me out. Why? I don't know. So
yeah, go back and listen to the cast. We hashed it out. Cloud processing and all. What was they had a name for it.
Azure?
The power of the cloud. That's right. Azure.
Well, Azure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it'll come out. It sounds like we're gonna get it because I don't know. I'm ready for a Crackdown.
I'm ready for a Crackdown.
Why? Yeah.
Simple, exciting. I get it.
Age of Empires 4 was announced. There was a trailer that featured absolutely no gameplay. Anybody? Have you ever played an Age of Empire? Any for the game? They also talked about a new Jurassic Park game called Jurassic World Evolution, which looks like a strategy kind of is it strategy? What am I thinking? RTS?
Dude, it looks like SimCity to me, man.
Okay, there we go. SimCity, right.
They show a cursor come across and just like wipe out a whole bunch of trees, and then they plant like a giant building, and then the building sends out helicopters to chase after a raptor or something that broke out, or a Tyrannosaurus Rex that broke out of its pen. And it's very clearly like it might be an RTS. You might have that kind of strategy.
It just looked a little bit. I mean, it looked
but
closer.
It just looks like SimCity to me.
But you're right. Actually, you're right. Yeah, SimCity. It sounds like a
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It sounds like it was made in a lab. For it. So you build your park, and then I'm sure the natural disasters are, dinosaurs.
Flooding. I'm sure they all. Yeah. I'm sure all of that stuff happens. I mean, and they did show like the city of the future behind. When they zoomed out. So.
And it's made by Frontier, the guys who did Elite Dangerous, which a lot of people love. So there's some pedigree there, but it won't be around till summer 2018.
Yeah, so let's not worry about it.
Okay. What about Assassin's Creed Origins? Do we worry about that?
We don't. That trailer looked great. Not buying it.
It did?
Not falling for it.
No. I'm like 50-50. It seems to all come down to, this is just an Assassin's Creed trailer like all the other Assassin's Creed trailers. We're not talking about... It's very cinematic. Right?
Yeah.
There's no gameplay in here. I don't even know how much they're telling you about the story. If it's just a generic Egypt thing, cool. But I think I'm 50-50, which is more than I have been. It seems to all just come down to, hey, want to play? Has it been long enough for an Assassin's Creed game now? How about some Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. No.
That's it.
Not there yet.
Yeah. Well, what was the last one we did? Unity? Unity. The game that drove us apart. Recores Definitive Edition. This thing is finally dropping. I've been waiting for this thing for freaking ever because I played that game, liked it despite whatever. Like every review you're going to read is going to be like promising, but this or but
There's
no.
always a but.
Yeah, mine was promising, but liked it. So, but yes, that was my review. But it was quite obvious that the game was unfinished. Like there was a literal area you could see and not get to because if you open the menus, there was a literal robot that you never got access to, but you always found the parts for him. Like I have a ton of parts to build that robot, but I didn't, like you get a frame that goes on your core or whatever. Anyways, that's all coming in,
and it's free, right?
Yeah, it's free for me because I own the game already. They're releasing a new version called the Definitive Edition for everybody else. But it also comes with high-res textures, which look, just watching that trailer, noticeably better. Amazingly noticeably better.
It'll be updated for 4K.
Is that coming into... Oh, I didn't know that too. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe that was 4K footage then. Looks good. It's coming. They're wrapping it all up in a new adventure called Eye of Obsidian, which I'm sure will take you to that area and
this is out
all up for you.
Yeah, so this is out next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be up-resed and updated for 4K, do you wait to play the DLC?
Dang it. See, I hadn't thought about that question. And now I'm thinking about that question. To be answered later. Hey, EA also did some Gamescom stuff.
They did.
We just already have mentioned Star Wars Battlefront 2. There was a trailer for that. It looks like it was for the Starfighter Assault mode.
Hey, people wanted space battles. Looks like you're going to get them.
Dude, it looks like... And in a way that they weren't... The quote-unquote space battles in Battlefront 1 were very much... It just seemed like a huge space with very little in it that you would fly back and forth and do some stuff.
Right.
Had some fun with it anyways. This trailer, like you're flying, like it looks like there's a lot more in the map. You're flying like through ships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
I do have to say, one thing that disturbed me about that trailer was why is Yoda manning a gun in like the Millennium Falcon or something?
Is that what I figured he was in his own ship. Like they're going to have hero units.
I don't like it.
What does Yoda, do we know what Yoda's ship even is?
It's
Does
like
he have a ship?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Cromulon, I think, from Rick and Morty. He just sits on top of it as it floats along. I like what you got.
Okay, all right. So still a day one then. The other thing they talked about was Need for Speed Payback. They showed another trailer. Is that a endorsement?
God, what is that trailer, man? That just looks so dumb.
Really? Okay.
I tried.
It looked dumb, but it's like Fast and Furious dumb. So is it good?
Yeah, call it Fast and Furious.
They can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's legal. The problem. This is one that needs to be, it just has to have a license to it. Can't do it. I'm
to the point where, especially after this trailer, the question, so what are you actually playing? Like, what do you play is just getting bigger and bigger in my head. Because they show you doing a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cool stuff, and it's very cinematic, and you're pulling off some cool moves in between cop cars and stuff like that, but none of it looks player controlled.
No, that was all cinematic, man. I can't see this being any different than the last one, but with the storyline being that I remember like
a huge freaking disappointment.
I remember that first trailer had they mentioned where you're going to be swapping between characters.
And the characters are tied to the cars somehow. And they showed you you were coming in and out of perspective at some points, and there were takedowns, kind of like a Burnout game, but this isn't giving you any, like I said, there's more questions than answers after this thing. Hey, you own Battlefield 1.
I do.
What about this 5v5 incursion mode?
It definitely sounds like a mode I have no interest in trying.
I was going to say, didn't they have something similar in Battlefield 4 anyways, and it was the one we didn't play very much?
Yeah, I think so. Like, to be fair, Battlefield for me is almost universally about big team, like the big team battles.
Right.
Like, yeah. I don't care about many of the other modes. I don't really care about the I don't remember even what it was called, where you have to go like point to point. You
don't care about it.
No, don't care about it. So this is not something that's for me. I'm sure there are people that are into it. I don't personally understand Battlefield 1 this seems to me like they're trying to do a competitive mode with it. Like 5v5 is very competitive to me. You know, like that's very small.
Yeah, they're going for.
And this is not a game I want to ever play competitively.
Yeah, and it never felt particularly right in Battlefield 4 either. Does this not have I forget, it was called like squad something in Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Does this not have a similar mode, or is this just finally...
It has squad stuff in it, but I honestly, like, the only thing I play in that game is that one, like the one mode, that one battle mode. And
yeah,
I mean,
this is something you do
stuff.
Late in the life of a game anyways. You start putting out the stuff like Overwatch, you know? Like, hey, here's deathmatch, even though it's not for this game, but what else are we going to do at this point type thing, right?
Right.
It's where we're at.
I mean,
Sims 4 is still coming to consoles. Did you ever play that game? Into it?
Not Sims 4. I played the first or second one, but yeah, not my...
What if this had cats and dogs that were customizable?
Living together?
No. Come on.
Okay, that would be total anarchy.
This is a family show. Hey, also...
The truth about cats and dogs.
Janine Garofalo. Some companies didn't actually get on a stage and do anything, but they still released some stuff. Sony had a Shenmue 3 trailer.
Yeah, that's a funny trailer.
I don't know. There's some people out there that say it's bad. Period.
Yeah, again, funny. So I'm
comedy that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I'm sticking to it. This is Japanese comedy at its highest levels.
All right. Okay. There you go. Look forward to it. Bethesda showed a new Evil Within 2 trailer, which I thought was about 10 times more effective than any Evil Within 2 trailer I've seen so far.
See, you and I are just so divergent on this because you liked all the you liked the other trailers for it too, and
No, I didn't.
You said no. You said
they were kind of boring to me. They're visually interesting. That's all I'll give you.
Okay, yeah. This game is still doing nothing for me. And even
this one at least brings in an antagonist that has it looks like he's chopping up people and creating people out of chopped up people.
Yeah, and it's like, and they mentioned that this one takes place in an alternate dimension, and I don't know.
Well, nobody knows.
You know what? My alternate dimension does not include that game.
Wait, so this one does?
Well, the game exists here. I'm not going to play it, but it exists.
Oh, it just straight up doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, that hasn't happened.
Fair. Blizzard gave us some Overwatch, actually.
Nice little cinematic.
Even a animated short.
An animated short.
We got two. Okay, so there's a new level, Junkertown.
Which
I don't know. I'm sure everybody already knew that Roadhog and Junkrat were from the same place. I didn't.
I knew they were both supposed to be from Australia. Or at least
Junkertown.
At least
Zing.
Yeah, right in the crap hole.
No, they're from the same city or town.
The Junkertown.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And there's a trailer for the map, which gives you a fair amount of mythology as is. Like there was a war and robots were involved, which have turned into junk. And there's a queen to the town.
Queen Junk.
But then there's that's what they call me. But then there's a straight up animated short where Junkrat and Roadhog, who I didn't know I wanted to see in a routine until now.
That they're essentially
going to Junkertown.
They're Laurel and Hardy.
They are. It freaking works. Like I like that short. Actually, the short itself I didn't think was as good as a lot of the other shorts have been.
Agreed.
It's on the bottom, but that pairing I'm totally into.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree that's probably the weakest of the shorts that have come out. But also the one that I'm most peaked in where I'm like, oh man, I totally want to see more of that.
Right.
Give me another one and keep it short. Keep it at 3-4 minute length too. Like don't drag them out. Let those two be dumb for a short time. Unlike the other ones that are like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes even.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That thing would not have worked for 5, 7 minutes. Yeah.
Total. But for 3 or 4 minutes, man, I want that. Give me that.
Yeah. Not from Gamescom. And you clipped this thing. I never even saw this, but Gwent is getting a Thronebreaker is the name of the story campaign.
Yeah, I am like that right there. I was already pretty into Gwent thinking, yeah, this is cool. That they're doing a story campaign for it.
I'm down. That's cool.
The trailer looks great. We both enjoyed that. Like that game was way accessible. I'm definitely into it.
That's cool. Looking forward to it. Very excited. Biomutant. A new IP coming from, and this is maybe the only reason it's worth mentioning. Normally we don't, anytime somebody says new game, we kind of wait and see, which you should still wait and see on this thing, but it's coming from THQ Nordic, which is kind of interesting because they're trying to reinvent several things at once, but it's also from some of the ex-developers of Just Cause 3, I guess.
Yeah, the guys from Avalanche.
Trailer doesn't seem to show any actual gameplay. But it does build a world and
like mutated rabbits and and not mutated in like a bad way, but they're like wearing pants and stuff. So I mean, I guess it's in a bad way.
Yeah, definitely. Who puts pants on? I mean, animals, anything.
Nothing. No.
It's just it takes longer.
No pants. No pants.
What if Zootopia went to hell? I don't know.
What if Zootopia was Guardians of the Galaxy?
Okay. All right. Sure.
That's where I feel like we're at.
Wait and see. That's where we're at.
Yeah, definitely.
But man, I tell you what, game we will talk about. I don't care if it's new, because did you see this trailer for Fishing Planet?
It's the freaking Fishing Planet. Get rocked.
Man, oh boy, this is high energy. I just hope the game makes good on the trailer, meaning we get some sort of fishing sim that's obviously set to music from a Doom game, the last Doom game.
It totally was that. It's God, all of that just sounded like that guy, except it was somebody aping him. I don't know. I've never been more hyped to fish for a whole planet.
It's this like minute build up, and the fish, like the guitar's going, and the fish is gonna eat that lure, man. And then he hits it, and that thing just goes. Yeah, it's. We are barely joking. But if that mode is not in the fishing game, it'll be like, because you're going to buy this thing and then it's going to be like birds chirping. Like there's probably going to be no music actually while you play that game.
It'll be the opening to Peggle all the time.
That's what I'm literally expecting. But if you know what, let's live in the moment.
But you know what,
we'll always have this.
We're gonna hope
trailer
that Fishing Planet and Zero Hit Points have one thing in common, and that is that we get super hardcore when it's time for the lightning round.
No, okay, all right. That's why I make sure. Hey, these are things that we haven't talked about enough already. Let's talk about these things even more quickly. Who cares? Matt,
30 seconds on the clock.
Are you ready? No.
Yep.
Is it? I can't remember.
Delegate from Iceland.
We Happy Few finally leaves early access on April 13th, 2018.
That's cool. Who?
BioWare has announced that there will be no more single-player updates or DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Maybe they should have changed the name to Mass Exodus Andromeda.
And finally, Capcom has, in fact, released the full 30-person roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
That's too bad.
All right. You did it. Good job.
I don't know. Look, here's all that matters. This is what we know. That yesterday, Quake Champions went into early access with the Doomslayer. So get into that.
So now you're going to play it.
Now I'm definitely in. Friday, Madden 18, the big Maddo. If go to GameStop,
Rachel Maddow,
stand
18.
in line and get your Rachel Maddow 2018 game. I think it's going to be a real interesting situation here.
What if they just turned it? Because Madden's got to go. I mean, it's a brand at this point, but if they needed to, transform, if they needed to reach the next level, what if they just turned it into Maddow 18? She could do a football game.
Oh, I believe it.
Like, I feel like she'd do it.
Yeah. No, I'm
good
into
job.
It. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tuesday the 29th, Ark Survival Evolved, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Recore Definitive Edition, and Windjammers. Hello Neighbor, which was originally scheduled for Tuesday the 29th, has in fact been delayed.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah. Till December.
Quick. I just made this thing this morning.
Yeah, it was delayed a couple weeks ago.
Oh. Yeah. It's almost as if Wikipedia has got us again.
Gotten. Hey, what are we going to stream tomorrow?
Well, we've talked about it ahead of time, so we're just going to come out with it.
We're going to stream
Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, I really liked how we were able to steal automobiles while we played that open world game called Grand Theft Auto 5.
I also enjoyed building a bunker and driving around with my friend shooting at other oncoming vehicles and other players in
Barbie and Her Sister's Puppy Rescue. Excellent. Cool. Glad we talked about that ahead of time.
Yeah, so definitely check out Twitch TV/0HITPOINTS. It'll be Thursday.
7 p.m. PST. But besides that, we'll play some other things during the week. I know I'll play Infinite Warfare.
I know you will too. I am going to continue to play Paragon and Fortnite. Fortnite Fridays, come on, swing by.
Come on.
Friday night around 8. It'll be 7 p.m. PST again, actually. Is same Twitch TV/0HITPOINTS. Fortnite Friday. Right. Probably be streaming some PUBG after that, but I am definitely going to play Prey this week. I played a little bit this weekend and got to a turning point. I want to see where it goes. So that's what's...
yeah, you sent me a pretty hot and heavy text.
Yeah, and I forgot
to you enjoyed that thing.
I forgot to mention it this week. So
yeah, no, that's how much you enjoyed it. Hey, before we go, actually, I do have to mention something. One of the reasons I did only play like 1.5 games this week, even if one of them was Dance Town USA, is because PAX is coming and we're getting ready. And I think I bought the last thing I need for the stuff we are going to do. Matt's not going to be there, but he will. Tune in and see. So this week, keep an eye on the site. The page will finally go up with a little bit about what there will be there in terms of 0 hit points at PAX West. It won't be as much as past years, but it'll be something. And Adam will be there probably.
He probably could play a PC game with you. Just kidding.
Let's not plan on that. I don't have time to like teach him, about the WASD and other PC gaming terms that I haven't looked up or can say offhand.
Sure. PC gaming term. Here's a good one. All right. If you are
CPMs.
If you are ever playing a PC game and you're playing against other people and you can type, and they are asking you questions.
Hold on, type.
Yeah, typing with your hands, your fingers on the keyboard.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Just tell them that the answer to their problem is to hit Alt F4.
Okay.
And if you do that right now.
I don't have an Alt key on my keyboard.
For everybody who's currently viewing this show on their computer, hit Alt F4 now.